John Cleese has responded to claims that the BBC is supposedly fundamentally corrupt in a candid tweet pinned yesterday morning. John Cleese's critical views of the BBC are well documented, and he has previously suggested that, due to what he has referred to as a culture of censorship, he would no longer get the creative freedom he'd enjoyed there decades earlier. Now he has taken a fresh swipe at the broadcaster. Following GB News guest Darren Grimes' declaration that it is more bent than a 9-bob note. A tweet revealed. Darren Grimes argues that the BBC is fundamentally corrupt and says the broadcaster should scrap the license fee. John told his 5.6 million followers, "I partly agree with Darren. The BBC is a very poor organization at the moment, as a number of its employees tell me." He added, "We do need a proper, independent, functioning BBC. Just not this one." There was a flurry of activity from his followers in response, with Pat McCormick suggesting, "There's way more money in compromised media than truthful media. Regulation, public disclosure are critical to salvaging any sort of freedom." However, Matthew Meal was concerned about what might happen if fees for viewers were eliminated. "I was once told that if the license fee is scraped, we will simply be paying much more for TV packages, like in the United States." He speculated, adding, "I wonder why GB News doesn't mention this." Meanwhile, UK Cougar joked, "Bent as a 9-bob note," says expert Darren, born a mere quarter of a century after shilling notes were withdrawn. A month earlier, John had raged that the entire board of directors currently working at the BBC should be thrown out to make way for a more open-minded and ethical team. He also sensationally revealed that his Fawlty Towers reboot show could never have aired on the channel today, as he felt his freedom of expression would have been compromised. "I was terribly lucky. Working for the BBC in the late 60s, 70s and the beginning of the 80s, he tweeted. "That was the best time because the BBC was run by people with real personality who loved the medium." Addressing the concept of throwing out the board members, he raged, "Replace them with people who want the BBC to make the best possible programs for the British public." In recent weeks, John has also had his say on the censorship scandals involving David Attenborough and Gary Lineker, who was temporarily suspended from Match of the Day after publicly commenting on British immigration policy.